Turning off VR. I know how much of a waste that is now, and what was one of the best VR games in the history of VR. Now, the absolute worst. Okay, I think one of the first things I want to do is tweak the controls. There is and delete EQ. I'm going to try this. Okay. This is not as tight as it could be. All right. No outstanding missions. That's what I was expecting. I've been focusing on Black Widow since they own this system. Forgot to go downstairs.
Commander.
Commander. First, let's talk to the Black Widow guy.
You've got a gun, right? Can I talk to you about something?
I have a gun, but I don't like to use it.
Skies above. I can't believe I'm asking someone to do this.
Kill Betsy Knight. Professional takedown. Some days it seems to me like every system's economy revolves around conflict. Truthfully, I kind of made my peace with it. Just lately, a new gunrunner trying to make their name has been making some bold moves. It's almost like they're taking a perverse joy in stoking the fires by selling to both sides in any dispute. Not sure who's keeping track of the casualty count, but I bet this person has more blood on their hands than most. All right. So travel. So it doesn't say it's. Thank you. It doesn't say that it's illegal. How much does it pay? 1 million.
Well, okay. What were you thinking? You drive a hard bargain, don't you? Fine, it's a deal.
1.2 million. $1.1 million plus evacuation protocols. I don't know what evacuation protocols are, but for 1.1 million, I'll take some. All right, I'm in.
Just be
Threat
careful, okay?
4.
If you don't mind getting on the wrong side of the law, you could really help me out.
I really don't know what I'm doing. I know you use the C key to turn on your shields. Okay. Prepare ship for launch.
Landing gear retracted.
Detach confirmed. Clear for ascent.
Yeah.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Hey, Slu, welcome back. I'm still getting into the swing of things. I did some faction missions last night or yesterday. Building up a lift, just I think to cordial with the Black Widow. I'm still in the noob starting system. Just trying to get to the point where I can upgrade the ship and get a feel for ship modules and mass and performance, those sort of things, so I can start planning my next ship. I just took a kill mission. I had to murder somebody, but if I pull it off somehow, I'm going to get like 1.2 million credits. So that should be a nice boost. This one, HIP 97,950. At least that's where I started. I don't know. If anything else, probably a Cobra for my next ship. Something with a little bit more flexibility. I love the Sidewinder as a starting ship, but it is a starting ship, and there's only so much you can do with it. That being said, I mean, there's a lot you can do with your ships, so I'm not complaining at all. Yeah, so I don't know enough about the powerhouses yet to know which one I want to go with, if any. But this is an independent system, and I have no problem building up reputation with independent faction or factions under independent right now. So I figure that's the best of, or that's the safest bet for a starting player. Yeah, I've yet to get into engineering myself. The last time I played this game before this week, they had just introduced like multiplayer crews. You know, being able to bring your friends in to help you fly your system or to fly fighters for you. Yeah, that was the last major shift they had made to the game when I was actively playing. I think I've booted it up and logged in once or twice since then, but I haven't really played the game since then. Yeah, 5 months for you. It was more like 5 years for me, I think. I'm curious what the learning curve is for a 5-month returning player versus a 5-year returning player. Why is this so slow? I feel like I'm going to the wrong place. I think I made a mistake. Let's try this again. So was I going to the wrong place? Two light seconds. Let's see if I can escape and get a better approach.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay. I'm not even at the right planet. How did I end up here? Learning curve for you when you got into it again. You did the starting tutorial, just same thing as I did. Yeah, the whole first person aspect of it is much newer for me, but it's coming from Star Citizen. It's not that big of a leap anymore, but it's still refreshingly unexpected for Elite Dangerous. Having been locked and bound to a ship cockpit for the majority of the game that I played before. Okay, let's escape again.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Let's get a little bit of distance from this planet before we navigate towards a target, the destination. Yeah, there's so much more underneath the surface of this game now than just flying from point A to point B and maintaining your ship. So learning all those little nuances, that's the part that just kind of feels overwhelming. I'll say this: if you're willing to put in the work, playing with joysticks, especially two joysticks like this, it's something that can't be beat. Especially if you're doing something like VR, it's an amazing experience. I used to do this game exclusively in VR, and the joystick component of it was critical to making that experience work. That being said, I mean it when I say it's a lot of work. The game doesn't naturally support a complex setup like this, so you have to tailor it to yourself. And the way I use the sticks is going to be different from the way someone else is. I mean, it's just a matter of what logically makes sense for you and how you want to manipulate the controls and how you want to integrate or interface with the game so that you have as much or as little control with just the sticks as you can. So in a HOSAS, hands-on stick and stick, as opposed to a HOTAS, hands-on throttle and stick, one of the sticks acts like a throttle, but it gives you more thruster capability. And again, it's up to you how you want to do it. But for me, my right-hand stick, the main stick, the one it does most everything that you would expect a stick to do in most setups. You can pitch and yaw, you can roll, you can even twist to turn, and you control your weapons and your targeting. All of that I do with the right stick. Now, the left stick is for thrusters. I can thrust forward, I can thrust back, up, down using the twist, and then you can tilt it left and right to thrust left and right. So you're strafing instead of turning or rolling. So for three-dimensional space, or space, this is the kind of control you actually have, but you're not using with a normal stick and throttle, or with just mouse and keyboard without a lot of extra finesse. It's probably, for me, HOSAS is the number one control setup. If I don't have that, then I'd probably go mouse and keyboard before I went back to stick and throttle. Stick and throttle is great for terrestrial flight. If you're flying in a flight simulator like Microsoft Flight Simulator, stick and throttle is all you need, because that vertical and sideways thrusters, you don't have that on atmospheric craft. But for a space sim, you absolutely need two sticks if you really want it to be realistic. I guess I can speed up now. I also have the Logitech flight switch panel that I can use for my landing gear and diverting power to engines and so forth. But I don't have it completely set up yet. Eventually, once I do have this to my liking, I'm probably going to set up another camera so you can see my control setup and how I'm using it while I play. I've got a lot of other toys in here too that I haven't even started to mess with. I've got the Tobii eye tracker. I use that for American Truck Simulator already, but I haven't configured it for this yet. Mainly because I couldn't decide if I wanted to go back to VR or not. I know VR is broken in the game now. It's not so much broken, it still works in flight, but it doesn't work in first-person mode. And that experience is so bad, it kind of ruins VR for the whole game. Yeah, I mean, any joystick is good, but that's a good point, is that you get what you pay for. You don't need a joystick like this. I think full price, each of these joysticks is about 175 US dollars. And here in Taiwan, it's even more. But full disclosure, I had help. I didn't pay for these myself. Somebody sent these to me, and I agreed to use them on stream. But that being said, now that I've used these, I don't think I could go back to like my Logitech X52 or something like the Extreme 3D. This is an amazing stick. I don't know if it's worth $175. It's well designed. It's probably over-engineered, but it's all plastic, and you have to assemble it yourself. I mean, it comes in pieces, and you actually have to put it together. But when you're doing that, you're still tailoring it to yourself. You have different size springs that give it different levels of resistance, so that it's just as strong or just as soft as you like your style of play. But you get to see inside this thing. You get to see how much or how little they put into it. It's well designed, it's over engineered, but it's not $175 worth of engineering, and it's not $175 worth of materials. They just know that they're a premium product competing with superior products. And when I say superior products, I mean these are sticks that are made of metal and have very sophisticated joints and machinery inside. So they're charging you for that premium of saying, I have a stick that competes against these $500, $600, $800 sticks from their competitors. So yeah. So the sticks in question, this is the VKB Sim Gladiator NXT Evo with the Space Combat Edition grip. The base is the NXT Evo. The Space Combat Edition, that describes the grip. I need to drop out.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Came in too hot. The base is actually the exact same thing, but it comes with this adapter that puts the grip on this side axis so that you have the throttle-like control. But it's got the same range of movement as a normal stick, just with this extra angle. Yeah, I remember the Loop of Shame. No matter how good I got at the game, I would always either lose patience or just come in a little bit too hot sometimes. And even at the top of my game, I still had to do the Loop of Shame from time to time. I don't know why it's taking so long to come out though. The 6-second rule? I can't say I remember. Yeah, well, like I said, you don't need a joystick like this to get, that fulfilling experience from the game. But I caution you, once you get used to a stick like this, it makes it very hard to go back to the more economical, the more reasonably priced sticks. Here we go. 721,000 meters. I didn't take any damage though. I'll try an S loop, see if I can get a little bit closer. Oh yeah, cool down.
Frameshift drive charging.
Is there an escape vector?
Ready to engage.
Am I timing out? Is that what's happening? This is not... Is this 0 degrees?
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, let me see if I can just go straight to Super Cruise.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
There's no vector on the screen. There's my target. But that's not what... I don't know what's going on. I'm so high up.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, cancel that. Okay, Super Cruise is here. No. I'm targeting. Just go. Oops. It's hard to navigate while you're at full throttle. Where am I at? I'm at ABC 1A. Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Nope, that's not gonna work.
Ready to engage. Frameshift drive charging.
Nope. Wrong button. Alright, I've got nothing selected now, right? No, I do have something selected. Hold on. No destination.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Let me try something else. How do I... How do I get to the ship menu from here? How do I just get to the game menu? I haven't even looked at this panel yet. Yeah, escape's not working for me. It just brings me back to this view. That's weird, right? Let's see if I can find something.
Frameshift drive charging. engage.
Align with ship trajectory. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. Restart. Let's see if I check something here. The internet seems fine. Actually, no. Twitch seems to be buffering some. At least. Okay. Let's try this again. I'll probably have to start the whole thing over, right? So what time is it where you're from, Slew? Most English speakers I know right now are sleeping right now. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting back into the game, actually. So this might be an early stop for me. 1 a.m. your time, so 1:12. Yeah, it's 3:12 in the afternoon here. So 1:12 a.m. It's 2:12 a.m. in Texas. So you're in the Mountain Time Zone? Gotcha. The few times I've spent in the Mountain Time Zone, I'm always passing through on my way to the West Coast or on my way back to Texas. The few places I've stayed in the Mountain Time Zone are places like Colorado or Vancouver. Very cold places. And my client looks to be locked up now. Let's try again. Colorado, yeah. I didn't know it could get to 96 degrees in Colorado. Being from Texas, we're no strangers to heat. But we get snow maybe once every 10 years or so. I guess I've just never been in Colorado during the summer. I want to say every time I've been in that area, passing through or whatever, I just remember it being cold or seeing snow. Still working on getting back into the client, but nothing's happening right now. It's just spiraling. Actually, I could try the Steam launcher, but I'm using the free Epic Games version of Elite for this new game. I still have my old save on Steam, but I haven't actually used it yet. I haven't even touched it yet. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, it wants me to stop the other one. Which is technically not responding. Yeah, I wanted to feel the new player experience again, but I didn't want to lose everything I put into my old save. So I wanted to keep that one where it was in whatever form it was, so that, you know, uh, yeah, if I got into the game and I got, you know, current enough with it on the new, then maybe I jump over to the old save and try to, pick up where I left off there. I really don't know. I would, I was flying. I think I had a pretty decent explorer ship. I was starting to get into passenger missions, and actually, I was pretty sure. I'm pretty sure my next ship was going to be a cutter. Hardware reporter. Why are you doing a hardware reporter? So somebody else, somebody else reported a problem about an hour ago. There's an official Starship database now. Oh, the launcher just started working. Man, what are you sending? It's like 48% of whatever it's sending to the servers on my hardware report. The Asp Explorer, that's what I had. I probably was in that longer than I was in anything else. I want to say they have a Cobra Mark III here, but I want to say I had a Cobra Mark IV. But I think maybe that's like a backer uh, or a CE incentive or something like that. I remember it wasn't really that great compared to the 3 either. Killback, I had that for a while. Hauler. No, the Clipper. That's what I was going for next. Was the Clipper. I want to say I had a Type 6. Yeah, I wasn't quite to the cutter yet. I was still a ways off. Yeah, I never quite got to the Anaconda. think I had a Python. Although back then it was just a Python. I don't think we had a Mark II yet. But yeah, I need to get back into it so I can make the money I need to start overhauling my ship and reacquainting myself with the ship modules. Because I remember you didn't always want A, you didn't want E, but there were reasons you would want something in between based on the component type and weight versus performance, those sort of things, or power requirements. Okay, it looks like something changed. So let me try and get back into the Epic Games version. For me, because I'm halfway around the world from the rest of the people I normally play with, so I'm on my own a lot. So for solo play, when I don't have a partner to play with, I really enjoyed like the exploration and the mining aspect of the game. But when it was multiplayer, when I had like a multi-crew going, or we just formed up and flew together, that's when we really got into the combat. But I mean, I enjoyed all aspects of the game, all the aspects that were available to me when I was playing the game. Engineering had just come out when I stopped playing, but that was one of those things that was just so overwhelming. I couldn't wrap my brain around what I needed to do first, where I needed to go, how to start engineering. Because as I understand it, you need to collect the right things to be able to do any of the upgrades anyway. But nobody at the time, I felt like nobody was telling you how to get started, where to go, what to do, at least not in game. And I'm not the kind of person that goes and I look up guides on this is what you need to do to be the best possible player at this game. I like learning from experience, from doing. But there are just some things in the game, as maybe not now, but back then, in Elite Dangerous, that they just did not do a good job of preparing you for how to, to perform that task, how to become good at that task. It's one thing to give you all the tools you need and let you learn from, trial and experience, but trial and error, I should say. But they didn't even tell you where the tools were, let alone how to use them. So now it's telling me I don't own Elite Dangerous on my Epic account. Let me check my Epic Games. So yeah, I liked the engineering aspect as a concept. But in my mind, I want to be the engineer. I want to be the person that knows every bolt of my ship, and I want to be tweaking all the parts and components using materials I find and trying new things, trying to get that extra 1 or 2% out of the engines, out of the capacitors, out of whatever, or patching up my ship after a fight or after a long long flight between stations. When I've been out and about, and I haven't visited a station in weeks, I don't like that you can fly from point A to point B, and if you do everything right, you get to the destination and your ship's in perfect condition. All you need to do is put fuel in it. If you've ever had a car, if you ever had a motorcycle, if you ever had any sort of vehicle that you spend any time in, it doesn't work that way. Things wear out from just normal wear and tear. You can do everything right. You can be a perfect driver, and you'll still need to maintain your vehicle. I want that in Elite Dangerous. I want to be able to sit down on a planet, gather a few materials, and whip up some patches for my ship to keep it at 100%, or put some tweaks in, put some tinkering in play that puts me up at 105% for a little while, stuff like that. I don't want to have to fly to this one point in the galaxy where only this one person knows how to do this to that one device, and then have to fly somewhere else. That's not as engaging for me. Yeah, I mean, walking around your ship would be absolutely critical to that. And it doesn't even have to be you. You could have, like, one of your friends who becomes engineering centric. He has all these skills, all these talents, or he's worked up a skill tree. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, either based on repetitive play, meaning that it continues that grind formula that they use for everything else. But once you've done that enough times, you can work magic on anybody's ship, and that makes you a very hot commodity as an engineer, as a sought after engineer. But instead of them going to point B to find this NPC engineer, they're going to wherever you are to find you. I can see people making a lot of money that way. Then that gets into a whole other aspect of gameplay, like setting up factories and blueprints and recreating your work in a more consumable way for others to use. Maybe they don't last as long as the ones you engineer yourselves in person, but they still give some of the benefit of your work out there, and it generates more player interaction, more economy. Yeah, I'm still not able to get into the Epic Games launcher. The Frontier launcher for Elite Dangerous from Epic Games. But yeah, I wasn't. I didn't really have a plan for today. Just spending my afternoon in game. I'm going to try one more time. And if it works, great. If not, we'll just call it here, and we'll try again another time. Okay, what's going on now? Because the launcher won't even launch now. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, Twitch isn't working too well for me right now either. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. Yeah, it says my Twitch stream is going out great. 0 drop frames, 60 frames per second. Same for YouTube. I'm just not getting a good stream back of the Twitch client. Yeah, I'm still not getting anywhere with the launcher. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Wait. Um, maybe back in? I'm going to close Twitch because I don't know if that has any impact on my bandwidth or not. Like I said, my bandwidth wasn't the problem. Still trying. Still going very, very, very slowly. That's promising. Next thing I need to do is figure out how to stop it from trying to open my VR gear. I was getting ready to stop. I was getting ready to give up, just end the stream, go play something else. It's like they knew. It's like, oh, we're losing him. Come on, let's throw him a bone. Let's make it look like it's working. So I'll stay. But it's not working. Instead, I'm just waiting for almost 30 minutes now. I still think I should call it. So you're out in the rim then, huh? All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on and talking to me again. Feel free, keep coming back. I'll be around probably around the same time for the next couple of days. And then I don't know, maybe after I finish Ghost of Tsushima the next day or so, I'll start doing this during normal evening hours as well. 1600 light years. We're good. I'll see you next time. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it for here. You have a good night. How do I get out of this now? It's still trying to connect. All right, take care.